Now, this one is very important. It is very important. Communication and interpersonal skills. If you are really good at what you're doing, but you don't know how to communicate or how to express yourself, that can make your dream, shatter. That can close so many doors that you would have, passed through and all of that. So be sure to be able to be someone who can communicate well and express themselves. You can, you can be someone who is arranging projects, like the thing about communication, and interpersonal skills is that you won't improve on those things until you start putting yourself out there, until you start practicing it. I was, standing up and, saying it out was something that was difficult for me. And only when I was in a familiar environment with my friends, we are discussing, and they're like, "But you knew all about all of these things. Why didn't you say something?" And all of that. And I was like, I wish they knew how, scared I am to communicate, scared I am to express myself. But I conquered that fear, and I started, and the way I conquered that fear was putting myself out there. Like, in as much as I knew I'm scared to present, the next group work I would volunteer to present. Of course, the start of those presentations were not perfect and all of that. But the more I did it, the more I improved in my communication and interpersonal skills. So please ensure that you have the ability to communicate effectively. It really doesn't matter how brilliant you are. It also doesn't matter how, how excellent you are. If you cannot express your ideas clearly, you are most likely not going to be able to stand out. So this also applies to both, spoken and written communication. Remember, all we are doing is sending our scholarship in written form to the scholarship board, right? So if you cannot communicate clearly with your written English or with your written language, how are they going to know that there is a brilliant Tafara who is in Zimbabwe, who is really doing good, and she really deserves this scholarship? They won't know. Hence, when you're writing your scholarship application or your scholarship essays, make sure your story is compelling and well structured. Don't be all over the place. Or if the scholarship, nowadays scholarship requires you to do an interview, practice speaking confidently about your achievements and about your goals. What does it mean? You have your close friends, you have your family, right? If you really need to practice, tell them, I need to practice. Have those conversations. Like, this is how you're going to deliver your goals and your aspirations to the scholarship community, to the scholarship committee, because that's how some people who know how to sell themselves really get the jobs, whilst others who really know the job, but they were not able to express themselves, could not get the jobs, could not get the scholarships. So speak confidently about your achievements. One thing that I do before I do anything else out there is I annoy I annoy my husband with all my presentations. Or sometimes I don't even need an audience, whether I'm in the kitchen cooking or maybe I'm doing something. I just, start reciting how I'm going to express myself. Even in meetings, if I'm about to go for a meeting and I know I have point A, B, C, D that I want to do, I don't start thinking about how to express myself or how to deliver the message at that meeting whilst I'm in the meeting. I start processing, I start practicing before I go to that meeting. And by the time I get there, I'm familiar with what I want to say. I'm able to express myself. So this is very important. Someone who is really brilliant, who is not able to express themselves, is most likely not going to get the scholarship, because how have you communicated? So communication is very important. You plan to make an impact. If you can do that in a compelling way, you're already ahead of the competition. This applies to all the things that you're about to do. If you're passionate about agriculture, tell them in a compelling way how, passionate you are about agriculture. And then the other one is community engagement. Giving back matters. There are a lot of people who have gotten scholarships, not that they were that excellent in the four things that I've discussed earlier on, but because they were there, out there, volunteering, organizing charity events, mentoring young students. I have talked about this. Scholarships aren't about you, they're about how you can contribute to the society. That's why community engagement is a huge factor. When you're like writing your CV, do not downplay the impact that volunteering has in your CV. Sometimes when you volunteer, you don't get money, but you never know. You don't understand the value of the things that you would have gotten from that experience of volunteering. So whilst you're waiting to apply for your scholarship, think about ways you can give back. Have you volunteered at a shelter? Have you tutored underprivileged kids? Have you helped raise funds for a cause? Even small actions really adds up. So I want you to really consider this thing if you're going to be applying for scholarship in the future. Build up your CV, beef it up with volunteering. You might come back and say, Tafara, yes, I really want to do volunteering, but I don't have time. An example is someone who doesn't have time for weekly volunteering, but you actually probably use any skill that you have. Perhaps you do photography, and then you use that skill to create awareness or campaigns for a local nonprofit. You know what? There are a lot of ways you can give back to the community. There are a lot of ways. There are a lot of projects back home. There are a lot of projects in our surroundings that need people to volunteer. Why not just go there and volunteer, give your services there? Yes, you might not be able to benefit anything, but look at the bigger picture. Go out there and improve your skills whilst volunteering. That is counted as community service, and it helps you win that scholarship. And then the other thing is resilience and determination. You need to be able to overcome challenges. um, when you present your CV, don't present a perfect life, because we all know that there is nothing called perfect life, right? Life isn't always easy. And these people who are at behind those computers reviewing our applications, they know that people face difficulties. That's why resilience is such an important quality. They want to see students who have faced some obstacles but kept going despite the odds. So don't hide, those obstacles that you faced, and don't like try to present a perfect journey for Tafara. No, they would definitely know that something was cooked, something is not right here and there. They want to see those students. And if you have had struggles, whether financial or personal or academic, don't be too afraid to pen them down, to share them, right? Because that might unlock your next scholarship. The only key thing that I want to emphasize is that focus on how you overcame those challenges. So don't make your essay all about, oh, I was struggling, I did not have money for school fees, and all of that. They know that those challenges are there, but what they really want to know is, how did Tafara overcame the issue of financial challenges, and what did you learn from them? So turn those obstacles into something that is really compelling to the scholarship, to the scholarship to the scholarship committee. So turn your struggles into strength. For instance, maybe you grew up in a low income household and you had to work part time while studying. That shows resilience, because with how tiring it is to be a student, yet after that you still went to school, you still went to work, and then came to do your part time. Honestly, I think That shows resilience. It tells the committee that, you know what, Tafara is hardworking and she's determined to succeed. So that really, moves them, and they know that you really deserve it, because you're not going to undermine the opportunity that they gave you, because you know how hard it is to struggle. Then the other thing is passion for the field. Right? I know, people move around and say, oh, why do something that you're passionate about? Why not just do something that gives you money and all of that? Let's not forget, we spend 8 hours, perhaps more than that, at work. And would you want to be a grumpy, a toxic, miserable adult at work? Do something that you're passionate about, something that makes you, want to wake up and go to work again. So here is why it matters, right? You need to be able to talk about your dream career, working on a personal project, right? You have to have passion, right? Scholarships don't want students who are just going through motions, like, I just want to move to Europe. So definitely that's the reason why I deserve this scholarship. They want students who are genuinely excited about their field of study. And trust me, if you're going to study out of your home country to another, if you don't have the passion, you might as well pack your bags the like first few months when you come there, because there are a lot of struggles that come with that decision of moving. But what makes those people keep on holding on and pushing? It's because they are doing something that they are passionate about. They know that at the end of the struggle there is a better future. So ask yourself, why am I pursuing this path? What excites me about it? How do you plan to use your knowledge to make a difference? Your passion should always shine through your essays, interviews, even your extracurricular activities. That means that if you are applying for a scholarship that wants you to do interviews, be passionate, you should be able to express yourself such that they know that Tafara is passionate about this field. You can show how passionate you are about a certain field by joining different clubs. Maybe you're interested in robotics, you just join a robotics club, you participate in the competitions and all of that. That's This passion shows how evident you are. Or maybe you're just someone who is in another field in STEM, and probably they don't have the direct club that you can join that is related to your program, but they have what they call a STEM club that brings everyone who is in the STEM field in the same room. You join that. That shows how passionate you are about something. So I know that there's a lot of things that are being said about people picking passion over money, but consider doing something that you really like. So with all this, I hope that you have learned something, because at the end of the day, scholarships aren't just about your grades, your test scores, about you, your story, your passion, your resilience, and your impact. So as you have seen, I have discussed a lot that is not just related to academic grades. So I hope you take this and it helps you to prepare yourself for your next application. And as you prepare for your applications, think about how you can showcase these qualities. And remember that every scholarship you don't apply for is a missed opportunity. So ensure that you apply. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment with others. Thank you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.